Alright guys, so just like I talked about in the last video, we're going to try and put out one of these woodworking videos on Wednesday. So if you just want to follow along with me, I'll play around with trying to hollow this out a little bit. This is just a scrap piece of 2x4. And then, if all goes well, today we will do a pen. Now I've got the mandrel right here. I've got the right size reamer and barrel trimmer right here, and I got one of these kits. It's a slimline pen kit. It comes with a chrome and brass pen parts and the bushings and the drill bit. So the guy at Woodcrafters here in Roanoke said that everything I need between the things I bought extra and what's in that kit will be there. So if you just want to follow along with me, we'll mess around with turning this and then see if we can't get our first pen turned. Just start there. Alright, so one thing I seen one of the turners, his name was Carl Jacobson, say when you got a lathe, you want to spray down WD-40 on the bed. So there we go. He said it helps the tool rests glide back and forth and everything easier, and the tailstock slide up. And I'm guessing, you know, if you're turning wet wood, it helps the moisture from the wood from rusting your bed and everything. So that was just something I seen the can of WD-40 there and forgot that I didn't do it this time. He said to do it every time you turned. So let's get everything set up and try for this pen. Alright guys, so we're going to be using, this is Red Heart wood right here. I got it at Woodcrafters, and from what I've seen, your pen blanks are normally inch by inch. So I went ahead and took it to the table saw and cut it down. So then, from my understanding, get this open, you take whatever kit you're going to use, and you get your barrels out of it. And you want the piece of wood you're going to use, you want to cut it down to about the same length as the barrels. So that's what we're going to go over here to the chop saw real quick and get it taken care of. Alright guys, so we got our two pieces that are cut down just a little bit bigger. And what we do next is, this kit calls for a 7mm, I don't know if you can see that, a 7mm bit, and I don't have the fancy vise or anything that you hook these up into, so we're just going to put this in the drill press, hold a square to these, and get them as square as we can in the center. Alright guys, so what we've got here is I've got the centers marked with X, and I just went corner to corner, and I've got this little magnetic base square there so I can hold it up against the side because it's slightly off and we want these drilled as straight as possible. Well, we've got both of them drilled out. Now we're going to glue in the tube. So these tubes are these tubes are smooth, so you want to just take some light sandpaper and rough them up just like I do my knife pens. And the guy said just do it lightly, don't get too carried away with it. He had one guy that did it so much that the pin tubes were no longer tight. So we've got them roughed up. Now we're going to mix up some epoxy. Alright. Work it on the pin tube. Look at that. I've got to get me some more gloves. But and these should just slide in there fairly easy. Alright guys, so I've got the reamer and the barrel trimmer on there, and we're just gonna clean these up. Alright, so right, we got bushings that are supposed to be very similar to these. So we slide the first one on. First link. Go back and run this through the big real quick. Alright, let's see what's going on now. Let's go on. Go on. Well, we'll go with that. There's that one. Now we put another bushing on. Good gracious. Get that. And the last bushing goes on. This. Snug it on there from the lever. You want to put this in real tight. Just snug it like that. And then bring tail slide up. Like that. Snug it in there. And look, I add a fluid pressure so it starts down on low speed. Right there, and you just snug this up and everything starts riding through. Like that, and tightens it down. Turn it back off. So, what we'll do now, let's enter there. We'll have this down, make sure we get clearance. Alright, so now we got them tucked in there. They say if you take the back side of the chisel and set it there like that, you can tell if it's round, and that's definitely not. Alright guys, so we've got them pretty close. From my understanding, you're supposed to take them down to about the bushings here on the ends, and do whatever you want here in the middle. With these slimline pins, the way they're made, you can just have it straight, so that's what I'm going for. I figured it was a good starting point for me, so I've switched to the scraper to try and get it smooth and all evened out. So here we go. Ooh, that wood is pretty. So we're going to turn it low, turn it on. We're just kind of going to use it to buff in there a little bit. Turn it up a little bit. Use it almost as a friction like polish. I am going to get a few more things to finish it. The guy at the wood shop said a lot of turners that he knows of uses CA finish. But I don't know how the CA would work with the bushings with them being so close, because you know, it's super glue. I don't want to super glue those on, so I'll do a little more looking into that. Now what we're going to do, because I've got that good and polished in there, is we're going to take a little bit of paste wax that I have mixed up here. And this is just beeswax and Johnson's floor wax. So we're going to kind of buff that in there. That'll help protect it a little bit more. It brings that shine right back up to it. Alright guys, so I don't have one of the little pen presses, so I'm going to use this right here. I've heard lots of guys say you can use these, they're just not, you want to be real easy with them. So first thing we're going to do is put on the clip. So you put the clip there, and we'll get that started. Right there. Hope you can see this. Then we'll bring this up and just slowly kind of press her in there. We'll back it off a little bit because it is a little bit round. Alright, we got that there, that piece on, and then, let's see, I'm not sure which piece goes next. Give me a second, let me figure this out. Alright guys, so I got it figured out. I was supposed to do this side first, so we've done switch to the vise for this piece. We're just going to press the tip in, and you want to do it slow just like you did the other piece. Make sure it's in there tight, and I don't know if my vise is going to be big enough for the other part, so I'm going to check and make sure this was tight. I'm going to check and make sure this one was tight in there, because I just didn't feel like I was getting a very good fit with the, there we go. Alright, so that's better on there. And then you have that one there. So back over here. We're going to take this, because this will be long enough, and we have to seat this in up to this point. See where that little collar is? So we're just going to take care to do it nice and slow, make sure everything's fitting in there good. Back off a little bit. All right, and that looks like it, and it said to test fit it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to slide this in. And we're just going to spin it and see, make sure it works. There we go. Alright, and then we take the collar, slide the collar on, take this part, and that slides on. And then we've got our working pen. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed watching my first actual turning project. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to doing some more in the future. Have a good day.